Our conversation on the patio continued that evening, and the next person that I interviewed was Kenneth. So here's Kenneth. This is Kenneth, or Ken, and he's agreed to answer the three dream questions. Are you ready, Kenneth?
I am.
Okay. So, first question is, what are your hopes and what are your dreams?
My hopes are for a conflict-free world, but now I've come to realize that even with all the education, it's a mindset shift that needs to occur, because even with more knowledge, we still make the same mistakes. So my hope is that we strive for understanding. My dream is to create space for that understanding.
So what I'm hearing is that you're seeing a world there's not much understanding going on right now, and that you want to get beyond the normal stuff, what we think, like strict factory model education or something like that. But we need to get down to the nitty gritty, what makes people tick, and be able to work and open up people from within instead of trying to force them to fit a certain mold.
Ken Robinson said it best: school kills creativity. What they need to go back to is like passion, like Waldorf schools, Montessori schools, kids in nature exploring the world from a tactile realm, not the screen, none of that. And that's a dream.
So you mentioned Montessori and you mentioned Waldorf schools. You've obviously had some exposure to some different types of education.
Yeah, I was an education minor, and my favorite book was Freire, Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. How can we educate children to be liberated? So education as liberation on that praxis between reflection and action. So how do we balance these two to create a productive world? It was a passion, but I did not like schools. I could have been a teacher. I said, I'll be a yoga teacher and teach morals. Because rote learning produces nothing but workers. Grade A meat, you know.
So if I'm hearing correctly, what I'm hearing is that a lot of things that are not going on well in society are kind of based on the way we've decided to educate our children.
And the media.
In the media.
Because they have no interest in an awakened America. If your main objective is to create consumers, then you have no reason to educate them beyond wanting things that their soul does not desire.
So consumption versus compassion or
contentment, being in the moment, talking with people, understanding that the world is communal.
Wow.
You know?
So you're looking for a world that fosters those kinds of things.
And a yurt.
And a yurt. You want to live in a yurt. Huh?
I want to live in a yurt.
Okay.
Yeah. In the mountains.
Do you remember some of your early passions or some of your early dreams?
So I was a rock collector when I was younger in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So I would collect crystals from the springs and I lug them around in my backpack. So I was a crystal collector, but big boulders.
So that was it was a dream to continue doing that?
No, that was heavy, too heavy. But the dream is to carry that energy of the crystals with me. Because quartz is like high frequency crystal. And I love it. Still go out in nature and hike and do all that stuff.
Okay. Do you remember any other thoughts or dreams that you had as a child growing up?
I wanted to own a Ford F-150 bright red 8-foot bed so I can do real work.
Okay. So the next question would be, if you could go back to your 13-year-old self and you say, I've got some advice for you, or you have advice for yourself, what would you tell yourself?
Slow down and be aware of every moment.
What do you mean by that?
Take your time.
Take your time because
going slow helps you really understand the experience that you're having.
so
Being truly engaged with your full experience will give you so many more lessons than flying through it.
so some people would say be in the moment. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, be in the now, whatever.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Ken?
Shout out to my grandma.
Shout out to your grandmother. Okay. You're going to send this to her?
My mom, my sister.
All right.
Auntie, uncles.
Okay.
Trail, stay strong up there, you know what I'm saying?